afternoon, guys. What is up? First stop of this glorious afternoon. We're getting some fuel here. We're gonna get the can filled up to fill up the 05. Get the truck filled up. Alright guys, like I was saying, the first step of this fine afternoon. It is like 80 degrees outside. We had to go get some, some diesel. We're gonna go fill up the 05. We are pretty much going to be tying up a ton of loose odds, ends, and hopefully, maybe, just maybe we will get a chance to fire this thing up. I was actually in contact with Mr. Jonathan from HPP, who's going to be tuning this beast. He might actually, the great, amazing, awesome dude that he is, he might be sending us over a new tune on a weekend. So I don't know if we're really going to try and fire it up with the tune that's currently in it. Last year we were running like 450% over injectors, a different spray pattern, bunch of other different things. So whether or not it's really smart to start the truck, even at idle, maybe, maybe not, who knows? And I don't know that, I don't know. So anyway, that's where we're at. I'm gonna get the whole intercooler buttoned up, fill this thing up with coolant, and yeah, just keep plugging away. Super nice day out. Hopefully, maybe if we get out of here in a decent enough time, we'll go wash this dirty girl. The First Gen actually needs a little bit of a bath too. Alright guys, let me catch you back up here for a quick second. We got the exhaust all torn apart. I kind of dissected it to see what we were going to use and not use. It turns out this elbow is just not going to be reusable. I cut out this section to kind of see what we were looking like as far as 4-inch, 5-inch. I think what I'm going to try and do, let me crawl underneath here. All right, so here's what I'm thinking for the exhaust. We have our fleece 4-inch downpipe bolted on there so we can kind of get a good look at everything down here. That's flanged to 4-inch OD. So what we're going to do is I think we are going to run a 4-inch from the downpipe all the way back up right to our FTE diesel stack base there. That's 5-inch OD. Last year I had ran that 5-inch piece pretty much from that downpipe all the way back, and it just gets very close on this cross member piece here. So I think we're going to stay 4-inch all the way up into, we're going to get another 5-inch elbow and then kind of merge the 4 to 5 right before that elbow. So I think that's what we're going to do. Unfortunately, there's really only one hanger, pretty much like right here. That's the only hanger that we're going to be able to utilize. So that is the exhaust plan. So I was down there tinkering around with that, kind of deciding. If you guys have a better idea, let me know. Leave your comments down below. In the engine bay here, I kind of mocked this up so you guys can see what the fleece intake looks like here. Because I have a little bit of a different overflow bottle, this is just a, I think it's just a Jegs or Summit black overflow bottle, so we don't have the one over there. The filter kind of has to sit in a little bit different spot, so that's kind of what it's going to look like. I do have Let me tear this off here so you guys can see. I got our S400 outlet on there. I put the boot on, just kind of loosely mocking up everything. We do need a 3 to 3.5. Our intercooler outlets are 3.5 on this truck, so I do not have any of those boots. So a 3 to 3.5 will get that done. I got all of the coolant hoses, the lower one, the top one on. They are all tight, ready to go. I actually started filling up the coolant. We're gonna finish that off a little bit later. Got Adam's coolant pipe installed. Looks so good. Got the passenger side intercooler, driver side intercooler pipe kind of mocked up here. I do need to order another 3.5 to 3.5 inch boot, kind of similar to what this one is. They are a little bit oversized, longer, just a lot more room to kind of clamp everything the way you want it. I still have to kind of loom this up out of the smaller loom that I usually use for these 3-wire sensors. So once that's all coiled up, I can plug in our drive pressure. I kind of got these things in here tightened up. This just needs to be tweaked up a little bit, but our drive pressure gauge, our EGT sensor, that'll be all plugged in. Here's a little bit better look of the downpipe installed. And other than that, I was actually trying to figure out the air dog was not working after we filled up the fuel. I was trying to trace everything, getting test lights out. Turns out the key on power in the fuse box was not hooked up. So got that situated. Batteries charged up, pretty much ready to go. Everything's ready to go. We got fuel pressure. We're ready to go. Started looking at our breather hoses that are going to go from our valve cover down to our vibrant catch can down here. I am going to be switching. You can kind of see the stainless braided look that we had last year kind of really doesn't fit a whole lot in here now. I did get this black nylon stuff. I'm over here pre-stretching it so it gets all straight. But we're going to switch to that. We're just going to reuse those fittings. Intercoolers in, rads in, everything's tight. All the fluids are topped off. I mean, we are ready for test fire. We're gonna leave this off. We're gonna leave the intercooler pipes loose until we get that thing fired up and know everything is good. And we will work on getting the rest of those small miscellaneous things. Every day the list is getting closer and closer. I feel pretty confident that once we have the tune-up, we'll be firing that thing up, doing a couple hot retorques, and then we will be done. We'll be good to go. We'll be getting that thing on the dyno. What we're gonna do is we're gonna head home. We're gonna pick up Allie. All right, you guys totally could have told me that I had stuff on my face here. All right, so the plan is now, it is actually almost 8 o'clock by the time we got done fiddling around with all this miscellaneous stuff. What we're doing now is we are gonna close up shop. We're gonna head home. We're actually picking up Allie, and we are taking the First Gen. We're actually on our way to pick up some rest of the wrenchwork stuff. So we're gonna give Allie her first ride in the First Gen. Maybe probably scare her a little bit, but we're gonna give her her first ride. All right, so obviously I don't know how well the audio is, and this thing's very bumpy, but we got the lovely Allie over here. First ride since we did all of the work. She's already scared. We got a baby on board, so we can, what? You're not scared? All right.
I just said don't drive like an idiot.
We're not allowed to drive like an idiot with the baby on board. So we're gonna do a couple pulls when we get to Mexico. See how she feels. We gotta wait for some straightaways. All right, so we're coming up on a little bit of a straightaway. We are gonna do locked up shifts here, people.
dark in here.
Yeah, I know. Everybody wants to know what percentage tint. I think on this truck we have 5% everywhere and then 20% on the windshield. So it's really not that dark out, but
I just said don't drive like an idiot.
All right, guys, we have successfully made it here. Slightly less rubber on these tires. They actually don't throw a whole lot of rubber, though. I was kind of surprised, and this is not really all covered up. But anyway, maybe I'll show you guys a little bit of the clothing deal. Everything is picked up. Spring launch is coming very, very soon. Oh yeah, there they are. Can you see them? Yeah. Oh wait, I should probably shift the truck. Oh yeah, look at that. That is some fresh rubber right there, let me tell you what. How do you feel about the first gen? Was it everything you hoped and dreamed for?
Yeah, everything.
Hey guys, that is going to wrap up the video for this evening. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hit that like button before you leave. Subscribe if you have not already. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.